Okay. Well, I just want to address what you just said really quickly, that the law is at 18, but my point in the argument was what we see elsewhere could happen, so I'm saying eventually it could be turned into 16, and it could be changed, the law could be applied to children. But besides that, I would like to focus on the alternatives to PAS. There are legal alternatives. So I have from a brief from the Disability Rights Education and Defense Fund. They say legal alternatives exist today, or situations in which the individual would not be legally eligible for assisted suicide. It is legal in every U.S. state for an individual to create an advance directive that requires the withdrawal of treatment under any conditions that the person wishes. It is legal for a patient to refuse any treatment or to require any treatment to be withdrawn. It is legal to receive sufficient painkillers to be comfortable, even if they might hasten death. And if someone who is imminently dying is in significant discomfort, it is legal for the individual to be sedated to the point where the discomfort is relieved. So I just want to say that we don't have to go with this option. There already are legal ways in place for people to off themselves. It's totally legal, and I also have evidence supporting that it's a good death. It's not painful or drawn out. It's not suffering, and you can be medicated to get you through it. The main way of doing this is through terminal hydration, where you don't eat or drink anymore, and you just withdraw yourself from that treatment, which it is 100% legal to do. So from the New England Journal of Medicine, on the basis of reports by nurses, patients in hospice care who voluntarily chose to refuse food and fluids are elderly, no longer find meaning in life, usually die a good death within 2 weeks after stopping food and fluids. Also, in another study from nurses experienced with hospice patients who refuse food to hasten death from negm.org, the nurses rated the last 2 weeks of the life as peaceful with low levels of pain and suffering. Most deaths were rated as good. Just addressing their cost claims really quickly, that we should do it for the sake of reducing costs to the government. I just want to say that seems very unethical, and the AMA, the American Medical Association, backs me on this. Their support is against, or their position on PAS is against it. From their brief on their opinion about physician-assisted suicide, they say allowing physicians to participate in assisted suicide would cause more harm than good. Physician-assisted suicide is fundamentally incompatible with the physician's role as healer, and would be difficult or impossible to control, and would pose serious societal risks. So the AMA is against PAS, and they say the same things they see the same things that we are, that it poses serious societal risks with a slippery slope and turning into a very a bad situation where it's very easy to off yourself for no reason. It's difficult and impossible to control, as we've seen with all the holes that are presented in the organ model, and it's also fundamentally incompatible with physician's role as healers. So it's unethical for a doctor to aid death when they are supposed to be there to heal them and make them better. So instead of participating in assisted suicide, physicians must aggressively respond to the needs of the patients at the end of life, and patients should not be abandoned once it is determined that cure is impossible. And intervention should be sought, including specialty consultation, hospice care, pastoral support, family counseling, and other modalities. So, in conclusion, the AMA believes it is unethical to legalize PAS, and I hope you all agree with me that we shouldn't.